Hello, Leo. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Leo is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I'm merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Leo, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And an Eight of Cups. Well, we've all been there, right? I think right now you're the type of person that is, you're in search for something deeper in life, you know? I feel like, I don't feel like this is all that bad of a card, but I do feel like it's kind of, this is the energy of something that's kind of starting to wane, okay? The feeling of something, the excitement about something is starting to wane. Right? It could be that you've been doing something for a while now, and you're starting not to love it as much as you used to. Okay? Kind of feels like the water is draining a bit from here. Okay? Sometimes this is a card that says the glass is half empty. Well, we still look at it as being half full, but it's still, no matter what, it's half. Right? And maybe it used to be full at one time, and so we're kind of wondering, what does this mean? Well, let's see what else is coming. Let's see what's going on here. Let's do more cards here. Okay, we've got the Five of Swords. It makes perfect sense. We're starting to question this. We're starting to wonder, what does this mean? I'm not feeling the same kind of excitement or enthusiasm about my life or about this particular project or this particular thing, whatever it is. What does that mean? Right? Is there something wrong with me? Is there something wrong with the thing? Do I need to do something different? And Nine of Cups. Seven of Wands. Ah, look at that. Look at that. You're not gonna, you can't imagine what's coming into your life. I think that this is a natural period in between the 9 and the 10 of Cups, right? Where we kind of feel like this was the best thing that we'd ever been through. This is the most exciting, the most fun I've ever had, the happiest I've ever been. And then we get here and we think, God, that was the happiest I'd ever been. Now what? What happens when I kind of fall down from this height? What happens when I come down from this a little bit and we get from the 9, we get to that 8, and we start to think, oh no, that's it. I'm on this downward trajectory, right? But then look at that. If we can endure this, if we can get through this without switching things around, without making some kind of impulsive decision, without sinking down into this 9 of Swords, if we can endure this and keep pushing through, I think you're going to be intensely rewarded with something even greater than what this 9 of Cups was. Okay? There is the ace to go from 9 to 10, right? There it is. And the Eon. The Two of Wands, yeah, and Two of Pentacles. So it really is this question of a decision. What needs to change? Something needs to change, but what needs to change? Right? We've got to make some sort of a proactive move. There's one thing that you can do differently to bring about this 10 of Cups. It might be a shift in perspective, it might be a change of pace, a change of attitude, a temporary change of scenery, whatever it is. I don't think it means that you have to completely scrap what you've been doing, right? Because we remember this 9 of Cups. This was the happiest you'd ever been. This was that feeling, that initial rush of excitement, let's say at the new job maybe, right? We could be talking about anything, love, romance, we could be talking about the job. We're talking about the water energy though again, right? And this was that rush where you felt that first day on the job, I love this, this is the happiest I've ever been, I can't believe I'm here. And then over time, it kind of has wound down a little bit. And it kind of feels as if we're on a little bit of a downward slope. I don't feel that happy about it anymore. I'm not so excited as I used to be. What happened to that enthusiasm at the beginning, right? Well, this is that temporary period of, we kind of are being tested in whether or not we're really committed to something. And I think that there are phases of this, right? It's the Isis, Apophis, Osiris period, right? At the very beginning, we love it. We're so enthusiastic. Then we go through this period where we just don't want it anymore. We hate it. We can't stand it. We're starting to lose that water energy, that love, that hope, and it's starting to dwindle. But if we can endure that without smashing our toys, then we get the Osiris period. Then we kind of resurrect into this transcendent joy and fullness, right? Where we're experiencing something that is completely unimaginable. It is a transcendent joy and bliss that's in your future. But we have to endure this central period, this Apophis period, okay? And that's going to require a lot of strength from you. Okay, the Seven of Wands, this is a card that is Mars and Leo. It's that you've got to control yourself. You've got to, one, not smash your toys, but you also don't want to be so passive or withdrawn that we sink down into a Nine of Swords, because this is when we start really making some bad decisions. All right, let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. Set it down right over here. Tiny Bob Ross right on top. Happy little Bob. We love Tiny Bob Ross. We're going to look at that card at the end, but if you have a prediction for it, put it in the comments anytime. Okay. Let's look around at these major arcana. What do we see? Well, the Eon, right? The doorway to the future, the leveling up. The transcendent card. This is saying we're closing the chapter on what came before, and we're entering a new era, a new life, right? This is something that is beyond belief. This is a new reality. We thought the 9 was good, right? But when we get to that 10, it is life-changing. It's unimaginable how this is going to be. It's going to be like it's going to make the 9 of Cups look like, well, I don't know, look like nothing. It's going to be small, insignificant compared to this. But it's just 1 degree separating that, and it's 1 step through this doorway. And that's why I think there's one kind of thing. It's either we have to change one perspective, or we have to change one thing. There's one kind of final step that you have to take, right? And it has to do, I think, with enduring this central pillar right in the middle here. This is that wall. This is that obstacle that says if you want to get from here to here, which is a huge chasm between these two. Usually on this channel, we get the 9 of Cups and we think this is the best card ever, right? This is it. We're happy here, right? There's something in you, I think, that knows that this is kind of an artificial limiter on life, and that you're going to transcend even this. Right? And that you're going to get this, really the 10 of Cups being that ideal that nobody ever really attained. I think I used to say that, look, nobody has ever attained a perfect 10. You think of the Olympics. No one's ever gotten a perfect 10. I was corrected. I am wrong. There have been people who have gotten perfect 10s. They're few and far between, as far as I understand. You're one of those people. You're one of those few. That the reason why you're feeling the way you do now is because you know that this was a limit. That this was this kind of an artificial endpoint, and there's something in you that says this can't be it. There has to be something more. And so we're in this period now of kind of a little bit of confusion, a little bit of doubt. We don't want to let that get worse. We have to stay strong, and we have to keep at this. Now, this could be a work thing, could be a relationship thing, could be your creative endeavors, it could be your gym membership. I don't know. But that ideal of 6, that transcendent, this is almost the impossibly unattainable success and happiness. This can be yours. Okay? This is, you can't imagine what this is going to be like. I can't even imagine. We have to keep fighting. We have to stay strong. We have to not quit. Okay? Let's do a language of flowers to go with that 5, and that 9 of swords, really. We've got fuchsia, true feelings. Within you is all you need to know. Yes. Like I said, you have this feeling in you that there's got to be more, that this 9 of cups, that's not the best that you can, that's not all that's possible. You know that the perfect 10 is out there, right? And I think that's what's coming into your life. And I feel as if it's in the same flow of energy that you're in now. So it doesn't mean that it's like the ideal job is out there somewhere and you've just got to go find it. It doesn't mean that you have to, and that's where we are very careful with these 2s. Okay? It doesn't mean that you have to do the exact opposite of what you're doing now. It doesn't mean you take what you have in your life and you smash it and you go find something that's a perfect 10. That's not exactly what it means. And when we have the cards, especially the 2 of Wands, it's very difficult to know what that next step is. Now, the tarot is not going to tell you what to do. I'm sure as heck not going to tell you what to do. We can talk about the energy. We know that we have to make some sort of change. I think there is one thing. There's one thing that's separating you from the 9 and the 10, but this is a big thing. We said there's a huge gulf between a 9 and a 10. Going from the ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever, that's easy, right? Going from a 9 to a 10 is a huge jump. You know, that's, I don't know, like achieving the highest color belt in karate or jujitsu or something. It's like that final win, that final promotion or that final big step is the most difficult. That's what separates a 9 from a 10, So I don't know what this is. I think you might know. I think if you were to search yourself, you know what this is, that it really is going to separate you from the rest of the people, from all those people in the Olympics that can get 9s, 9.5s, and all that kind of stuff. Those millions of people, right? You know the one thing that's going to separate you from the rest of the pack, whatever it might be, right? It's going to set you apart from everybody else. It's putting you into a class of your own, a new era for you. And this is a fiery doorway, which means that it's going to take work. It's going to take commitment. It's going to take a lot of perseverance for you to not give up. Okay? And maybe this is literally a sport or an Olympic thing for you. It could be. That'd be really impressive. I think you know what it is that can separate you from the rest of the pack and take you through this doorway. It is a doorway of fire. You don't bring through anything unnecessary here. Okay? But this is definitely kind of this is an attainment from which you cannot go back from. Once you get to that 10, your life's never going back to a 9. And in fact, what we see with the 10s is that it may be that ultimate finish line, but we know that the 10s are just a return to the ace. It's just a return to the unity. It's just a 1 with a 0 after it. Right? So then it's kind of like we start again, but we're in a class of our own. We're in this new era, this new timeline, this new dimension, this new universe. Right? And it's gonna be more work, You're gonna have to keep it. It's not the end of the road for you. But there is decisions. There are things that have to be done. You do have to involve yourself in this in some way. There's this, and I think you know what it is. I think you know what the missing piece is. You know what that ace is that we need to add. And you've got to, of course, make the decision about how to implement that. Now we've got the 2 of Wands, and it's in the position of the difficulty. I think you're kind of 2 minds right now. One mind wants to smash it and just say the heck with it and walk away. Right? And then there's this other part of you, and hopefully it's the stronger part, that wants to preserve this, that wants to endure, that wants to persevere. Okay? But this is the hard, I think you're wrestling with this. And it's because we're in this, your heart and mind right now are in this kind of turmoil. It's air and water, it's heart and mind, it's our thinking and our feeling. We're just twisted up a little bit inside, But when we really get back to it, we know that fire and earth, we know that we are manifesting our will, that this is our will. Just because our heart and our mind sometimes gets a little confused, gets a little kind of not really in the game so much, we know that this is our will. You've got that fire, you've got this earth, and I think that this is really showing that, one, that these thoughts and feelings are going to subside and give way to that unbelievable happiness of that 10 of Cups. Okay? But I think this is also, your life is changing. You know, going through this fiery doorway of this Eon card, it's like a rebirth on a higher plane. And it's kind of like going from a 9 to a 10, kind of like going from night to day. It's going to make that 9 of Cups seem like darkness, like despair. You know, your life is changing both internally and externally. I would like to do, before we look at the mystery card, I want to do one Metatron Oracle card, and then we'll look at the mystery card. And I don't know if you watched the All Signs reading that I put out over the weekend, but Leo, you got a lot of water in that reading. And I think that this is part of that. So if you haven't watched the All Signs yet, go check out your Leo reading from the All Signs, came out on Friday. And then think of that in context of this reading. Here's our Metatron Oracle card, Orange. Connection and attunement, the orange, it looks like that fire, right? It looks like the connection and the attunement. You have to align yourself with your highest will, even though your heart and your mind might be tired, might be out of the game, might be in this kind of despair and self-doubt and all this kind of stuff. This is what's going on within you right now, but we've got to attune ourselves to what is higher and find this strength, find this commitment, and this perseverance of this 7 of Wands. Now let's look at this mystery card. Maybe it'll be another 10 of Cups, maybe a 9 of Cups, but I don't think so. I think it's going to be a 10, or it's going to be maybe your strength card, power card, you know, the card that rules the sign of Leo. So either it's going to be a 10, or it's going to be a major arcana of some sort. Okay. Oh, Page of Pentacles. I like this. This, to me, it kind of feels like this is you stepping into this new life. This is you now in a class of your own, and you're kind of like, now, it's almost as if we're starting again, but on a higher plane, like we're reborn, you know, but on a higher level. Because this card is someone that's looking around at life and just seeing everything for the first time. And I think when you arrive in this 10 of Cups land, it's going to be unlike anything that you've ever seen before. And so everything is going to be new. Everything's going to feel new. And, you know, maybe this is really a leveling up in your career or in your sport or profession or avocation or whatever. It's taking you to a place you've never been before, something that you've never imagined. And so it's going to make you feel like a kid again, where you're just curious about everything. Yeah. But this is also telling me that there's no end to your path, that the energy gets to the extreme and it just goes back, starts again at the beginning. You know, just like an old yang energy becomes a yin, and the yin develops, grows, the old yin becomes a yang again, you know, and it's the 2 of Pentacles. It's light to dark, it's yin to yang. The snake is always going around and around and around and around. And so even when the energy gets to this very extreme, there's a renewal, there's a rebirth, there's always that rebirth. The energy is always flowing back down and going up again. It's the circulation of life. Yeah, it's the circulation of life. And I feel like you're at this very extreme, you're about to discover the Philosopher's Stone. That's not the end of the alchemical path, right? We're going to do an extended reading. If you want to stick around, there is a link up top. There is one down below. New readings for Leo every Tuesday and Saturday, 6 a.m. Chicago time. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free, doesn't cost anything. Leave a comment. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.